Hey friends, welcome to One Little Coder. In this video, we're going to look at a new open source project called NER Text Annotator. If you have ever worked with NLP, you would know that sometimes you need to annotate your own text. Sometimes it's for entity recognition, or sometimes it could be for any other purpose, but you sometimes need to, you cannot just simply use a pre-trained model, but you need to sometimes train your text based on your custom text. For example, this happens a lot in finance domain where you have certain things that are not covered by any pre-trained model, so you generally annotate your text and then train your model or extend your existing model. But there are not a lot of open source alternatives. One of the best tools for that is from Spacy, the company that Explosion, the company that makes Spacy, Prodigy. It is a paid tool, so I definitely recommend using this tool for commercial purpose, because that company has done a lot of open source contribution, and then they ultimately need to survive, and they can survive only if you buy their paid commercial product. But if you are somebody who's using who wants to do annotation for an open source project or a hobby project, or you cannot afford, then probably this NER annotator is the place for you to go. So this is created by Techaholic. So Arun Muri is the developer, and as usual we thank our developers who make open source projects. So thank you, Arun Muri, for making this project. So if you look at this project, this is Vue based project, Vue based project. So the way you can get started with this project is very simple. So the developer has made it very easy for you to get started. So you just have to clone this repository, create a new virtual environment, activate that environment, and then install the requirements.txt from that, and then start your Python server, and then you start your UI. So you make sure that you have got Yarn installed before you want to proceed. So this is the easiest step to get started. So if you have any issue with getting started with this tool, feel free to let me know in the comment section, because I have done it myself, so I can help you with this. But in this case, we are assuming that you have successfully installed this tool on your local machine, and you want to just start annotating. So what we are going to see in this particular video is that we are going to learn how to annotate our custom text, and then also how to use it in a Spacy model. And thanks to the developer who has given this head start how to do that. So if you open the tool, this is how the tool looks like. So you can put your text file in here, and then the developer is kind enough to give us the step what to do, how to do. That's what we are going to see in this particular video. So to start with, I have not created anything new or great in this particular video. So I've simply used the code, the starting code that the developer has given us. So it's not my own code, it is the code that the developer has given us. So after I after I cloned this project, there is some update in the code, so which you can, once if you are starting from scratch, you would probably get the latest code, so you are good to go with. So first is we need a text file. So I'm going to show you a text file that I'm going to use, which is something from moneycontrol.com. So people who deal with shares, probably you would know this, moneycontrol.com. So this text is from moneycontrol.com. So this talks about PVR, which is a theater network, movie theater network in India, and it's about their data. So we are going to use moneycontrol.com's data. In this case, I'm going to just load moneycontrol.com's data, which I've already copied and pasted in my machine. So I'm going to just load it here. So you can simply drag and drop your file here. I'm sorry. So I have to load the data. So let me quickly load the data by just clicking. So after I loaded the data, you can actually see that it shows the text that I have. So what you have to do is you have to first add the objects that you want to do. For example, in this case, I want to say percent. That is one of the things that I want as a class or entity. You can call it entity because we are doing named entity recognition. So percent, and I can just add a bunch of things. So probably I think I will encounter name or a person name. I'll call it name, and then I will encounter company name, which I want to call it company, and then I'll probably encounter some time period, and I will encounter some money. So I'm going to call it money. So after that, I'm going to say okay. I'm going to select company. The way you have to use it is select the class entity, and then select the text. So now you know PVR is company. So let's say I've made a mistake by saying okay, 7% is a percent, but I've selected it. Now it has got tagged as company. So what I can simply do is I can remove it, go click percent, and then click 7%. So it knows it's a percent. And time period, Wednesday is a time period, so I can select Wednesday. Oh, but I've selected it as person, so I have to close it. Click time period, select Wednesday, and Q2 is a time period. Q2 is time period, and movie business, all these things. It's fine. So I can just save it or skip it. In this case, I want to save it. There is empty text here. I don't want to do anything here, so I can skip it. And then the next thing is there is a human being, so I want to call that human being person. So, but yeah, I have to click name. Sorry, I've removed that. Time period. Yeah, I have to click name. After clicking name, I have to select the person, and there is something called role CFO here, so I'll call it role, and then say role CFO. And CNBC TV is the company name, but I can make a choice if I want it. I don't want it, so save it. Next line is empty. Click it. Suit is a person's name, and I save it. And there is a percentage here, so I want percentage. I can say 70%, and then save it. So this is just to give you a sample of how you will probably do this annotation. I can keep it percent, and then I have money, rupees 185, and BSE is a company, organization. I should have called it organization. BSE, save it. Next line is empty, skip it. So like this, I can just skip it, skip. I can just export annotation. Now when I click export annotation, it's going to export a JSON file, and that is what we are going to use for this particular machine learning task, which is we are going to do named entity recognition. If you are not aware of named entity recognition is simply you have a bunch of text, like the text that we have got. Let me zoom it. And named entity recognition will tell you what are the components, entities in a given text. So for example, it will say PVR is a company, this is money, and this is percentage. So this is what it's going to say. That's what named entity recognition is. Now that we have finished training, we have finished annotation, you export annotation, you would get a JSON file, and that JSON file is something that we are going to use in the code that we are going to build. So let us get started with the code. So I'm going to show you a notebook, and here I'm showing that notebook on a VS Code environment, but you can basically use this. Sorry, you can basically use Jupyter Notebook also. It's up to you. So, but yeah, here I'm showing it. So the packages that we need, two packages, JSON and Spacy. JSON is to parse the JSON that we just exported, which is the training file, and the Spacy is what we are going to use for a machine learning, the training task, NLP task. So import JSON and Spacy, and let's load the text file. If you want to see how the training data file, that training data looks like, this is how it looks like. It's basically like a dictionary object. That's what JSON is. So you have got classes, which is the entities, which is all these things. These are the entities that we had, and then annotations. Within annotation, you have first list, and then second you have the annotations that you have. So first is the entire text, and then the second is the entity that you have marked. So after you have this thing, this is how the training data looks like. You can further read about it. If you can actually make it custom yourself, but that is the toughest task. The more text data that you have, you cannot make it custom, and that is where this particular tool that we are going to use is going to help us. That in this case, NER Annotator, or if you want a paid commercial tool, Prodigy from Spacy. So in this case, we are going to proceed with the training that we have done. You can do two things. You can either use an existing model and extend that model with your entities that you have just annotated, or you can start with an empty model. In this case, I'm starting with an empty model just to show you, but ideally, instead of using this model, you can basically download an English model, and then you can just simply do spacy.load. If you do empty English model, and then you can, if you download spacy.load, that model is loaded. But in this case, I'm actually showing you an empty model in case if you want. But it is wiser if you use an existing English model and then extend it with the annotations that you have done. That's what most people do rather than using an empty model, because you are leveraging what is pre-trained, and you are building on extending that pre-trained model with whatever you have annotated and trained. So you are creating a blank model, and then you are creating a pipeline for named entity recognition, and then you are adding it to your model in here. And now you are going to take the classes, which is this. You are going to take the classes, and you're going to add it as label to your entities. So you're basically telling your model that these are my labels. So this is what I want to identify. Basically, that's what you're doing here. After you do that, now you can simply go and so now let's say this model is done, a blank model, and then in-year is added to the pipeline, and now you're going to add custom in-year tag, which is in this case name, company, role, percentage, weekday, money, all those things. Once we do that, now we have to start training the model. This is just showing the baseline model, but you can ideally use some parameter tuning, but in this case we are just showing baseline. The other thing is you may not need this line, but just in case, if you by mistake save an empty line, let's say while we trained, in this case if you skip, now you have an empty line, and if you save it, that might create an empty entity, that might create an empty row. So to avoid that, we are using this case, but you may not need it. So it depends upon how you are training it, but that's the case. So what we are going to do is, now we are going to go to the training data annotations part, which is this part, and we are first taking the text, and then we are, for that relevant text, we are adding that annotation and using the so in this case we are using SDG optimizer, but again there are other values you can give for hyperparameter tuning, but loss value, so you can add more parameters to it. You can look at Spacy's documentation to see what kind of parameters you can add to update, but two parameters that are must you definitely have to add is, one is the text, and second is the annotation associated with the text. So once you do that, it's going to train. It might take a bit of time, you can see, but we do not have a lot of data, so we have added it. So another thing you might ask is, what if I have a lot of text? So in this case, let's say the text that we had is like 19 line, but what if I have like 200-300 pages of financial document that I wanted to train on? So in that case, what is advisable is, you create multiple text file and then you train it, and then finally you can combine the JSON file. So that is what it is advisable. Either you can combine the JSON file, or you don't have to probably combine the JSON file. So you can do different, for example, you have loaded one JSON file as training data, so now you can load multiple JSON files, training 1, training 2, training 3 and something, and then finally you can add it here. So you can either combine the JSON file only, or you can keep it separate and add only the label, but the bottom line is you have to keep the text file separate, so that see, this is a web application, you don't want to overload your browser with a heavy file, because that's what you're doing here, that process of annotation. So you want to keep that light so that you can annotate faster, and then you can just move on with the training process. So once you are done with that, now you have to give, so now at this point, if you see, our model is trained. So we took a model from completely scratch. It doesn't know anything about English. We have just named it English EN, just so that it knows English. It is English, but you have not used anything at all. Like, you have not used anything so far. So what we have basically done is, we have taken something existing and like completely scratch, and from that we have created a bunch of classes, entities, and then based on this text that we gave, we have annotated the text and used those entities and then trained the model. So right now you have an English language model with a bunch of entities that you just trained using that finance data that we just saw. So now we are going to use the same text as input, but that's not ideally what people actually do, but let's start with that. Okay, so you have the text. The text is created as text. So now what we are doing is, we are creating the doc object. You can do it in two different lines, but yeah, means it is not mandatory that you have to do it in the same line. It's ideal because these two are two different projects. So now here is where you used NLP and then created the doc object, and from the doc object now you can show the label. So doc.ends is where you get the entities, and now we are going to iterate on it, and then entity we are going to get two things. One is the text, which is like what is the actually, and then the entity label. What is the label, like for example the ones that you labeled. So what is the label, that's what you are seeing. So now you can just run it. Oh, it's not printing anything. That is weird. Why it is not printing? It's probably because I think I didn't load all this. Let me run everything quickly, and when I print, it is not printed. That is weird. I have an English language model, I have an optimizer, I have updated the model, and I have doc ends. Now let me just go one step ahead and press doc ends. It is empty, which is slightly shocking. I have NLP, which is NLP base model has been added, and then we have added the label. So let's quickly see if it shows label. It has added the label, and then let's quickly print text. And yeah, this is a very bad way of debugging, but print is a debugging friend. Let me see. So you can see that the text is captured. So until this, everything has happened very properly, and that you can see that the model is updated. So all this is fine. And now the problem occurs when you are trying to do NLP, which is in this case it is text. So text is done. So let us see the length of text. Oh, I think the problem occurs because length of text. Okay, so text has good length. Let me not paste it and it looks like the problem is I was running multiple instances of Jupyter Notebook, so that seemed to mess up with the objects in that, so the training was empty. So I just restarted it. Let's yeah, please Jupyter restart everything, and let's run everything, and let's see how does it go. We have got text 1, and we have got text. So I've run it 9. Okay, just to make sure that we have got text and doc. And let's run. Oh, still, yeah, it's because we have text 1. Okay, text 1. Let me just call it. So until the model training, it is completely done. Now we can see that the model training is done. So sometimes what we have to do is, if the training is not enough, we need to probably train it a little bit more number of times. So for, let's say, for iter in range of 50, let me say train the model. Let's see if it's training data is not defined. So basically we didn't run that model. Okay, let's run everything once again. Training data. So I don't want to cut this debugging process because this is something that you might also go through. So I want to probably for you to see that what is happening, and then how are we fixing it. So let's see if it is done. It is still running. So we are doing 50 iterations. So hopefully if it is done, then we can give the text. We can even start with the smaller text, but yeah, let's see this text that is still training. So one thing that I learned today is that never run multiple instances of Jupyter Notebook. One on Jupyter, 2 instances as VS Code, and naming everything as doc, NLP, text. It definitely messes up with your environment. I still need to find out what is the scope, because maybe this has a common server, probably multiple instances of same Jupyter Notebook with same object name is likely to mess up. So it's still training. I think probably 50 is a bit of a overhead, and let's see how soon it finishes out. Now that the training is finished, we can start adding the text, new text, and then you can see the length of the text, and then create NLP. and I just ran this to see. Now you can click and see that PVR is recognized as a company, 7% is recognized as a percentage. So ultimately you can see that name, role, all these things is there. So I think the main lesson for us is one, never deal with multiple instances. Second, if your model is if the annotation text is not enough, you have to iterate it through multiple range so that the data it is useful. So what we can do is, now you know that this is the text that it read. So let's try to find a new text, moneycontrol.com. Okay, there is a mistake there. moneycontrol.com. Then let's try to get some text. So because our idea is that this is not a good solution. You can probably look at a company's name, and then we can say that that company, what is the case with the company. So let's look at a news section, business home. Let's go to business home and then try to copy some text. There is about Bitcoin and petrol price. Okay, let's just pick something and then see if it actually recognizes something. I don't think it might recognize something, but there is no harm in us trying. Let's copy, paste it, and open it. Let's put that here. Maybe just because we trained, we have to deal with quotation. This is a pain when you're dealing with text, especially if you want or maybe what I'll do is I'll myself create a text. I'll say stock market crashed by 2.5% and there was 100 crores loss, and Mr. Nitin said this is not a good sign for BSE. So let's give this text and try to look at the text. Okay, text is fine, and you created annotation, and finally when you print, so it still says Mr. Nitin is percentage, BSE is a company good, 2.5% is percent. Maybe we can say for the last Q3. Let's see if it recognizes that. No, it doesn't. So bottom line is it works, but you need more data for you to get actually good data. So the way you can get more data is, one, if you do not have enough data, you can iterate through multiple instances. So that is one of the reason why we didn't get. So first we had an object missing up. Second, we didn't have enough data for that model to learn from it and then start recognizing entity. But I'll upload this code so you can just readily get started with the code. I'll also upload the training JSON, so you don't have to face any of the issues. So I'll upload all this text, this data. Probably I'll not upload the text. I don't want to be sued by a financial institution for copying their data, but this is only for educational purpose, and then you can actually start looking at for good analysis. So you know that if in your organization, if let's say you're from telecom or healthcare, so named entity recognition is something that a lot of companies would want to do, and if you want to do that, you can just simply do it here. So one last thing, if you want to just try with some other data, you can just probably let's say I'll just give you another sample data. In this case, instead of this, I'll just probably give the text here itself, which is to say that okay, this company is listed in BSE, and there was a drop in stock by 100%, and percent, I think maybe it may not recognize percent, and PVR is one of the good companies. Let's see, it says BSE company, PVR is company, and 100% is percentage. So it works, probably not to a great level, and to crores valuation. Again, yeah, if you see the crores is not detected, but the idea is you start seeing things like, yeah, now in this case 2.4 crores percentage, but it should be ideally classified as money. But the idea is you need more data, train it, and if you do not have more data, you can actually iterate through it. And if you, while you are iterating, if you want to actually see the losses, which is kind of an indication of holding that model and then doing it, so you can basically, what you can do is you can create a new dictionary called losses or whatever it is, and then you can say losses is equal to losses. And in this case, let's say I want to do it 2 times. I don't want to print it, probably this, I don't want to print this. I want to probably print losses. If I run it, you can see that the losses are print. So you will probably get a sense of for which label you have less loss, for which label you have more loss. And you can also start looking whether, you know, as you improve, as you like grow, whether the losses reduce. So it's still in -8, but you can actually start seeing if it improves. So you can see that it is kind of it looks like it is improving. So but that's something that you can use as a validation to see if your model is learning better, or the training data is good enough. So this is this video is not primarily for you to tell how to train a model, but mainly to appreciate the good work that has been put out by the developer Techaholic, Arun Murray. And this is an open source NER annotator for Spatie. You can easily get started with. If you like this open source project, please start the repo and then support the developer. And there are multiple ways you can use it without without having to worry about how to train a text or going through the pain of it. And you can also save the model. Like we trained the model right now, you can also save that model, and then you can extend it, share it across your organization, and then let them start using it. This is a wonderful project. I hope this video was helpful. So in creating your custom NER tags and then training it with your new or extending Spatie model. So I think I didn't cover how you can use extended model. Maybe that's for a different video, or very quickly I can show you how you can do that. Import in web, which is my English model in this case. I'm going to call it NLP is equal to ncore.load. So instead of using a custom model here, I can actually load that model, and then instead of creating a pipe, I can just add that pipe, and I can start I can get that pipe, and I can start that I can start adding that labels here, and from that label I can just start using that model. So that is another good solution. You don't want to always start from scratch, then you will get lack of data roadblock, but you can start with this. That is a very good option. Download an English model and then start adding your labels to it, and then train it, and then you are good to go. So once again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any question or doubt, or if you face any setback like I faced during the video recording, please feel free to comment in the section. Otherwise, make sure that you start this repo and thank the developer. Once again, thanks so much Arun Murray for making this project. I hope this was helpful. Until next video, stay safe, take care.